Welcome to Leaf Sales with Ian Nethercott and Larry Feldman live.
How do you adventure? Is it fast? Is it free? Is it clear? Is it rugged? Is it remote? For your next adventure, trust MotoClose for buying, selling, trading, and protecting all of your motorized assets.
Friend Brandy Lindgren.
It's
right?
Brandy. Yeah, that's Brandy's trailer that we actually
Recording
have to update.
in progress.
But that's something for next week. So I'm in Vancouver, British Columbia. Good evening. I got my Vikings behind me because it's Burn the Boats. And Larry, I'm assuming you're at home. So
I am, sir.
So tell us about your day or your week, Larry, because you're at home this week.
I had a really, really interesting, fun week. I'm going. It looks like once again dealers are foolish enough to pay me to go to Florida in the winter.
That's good.
Oh, so I'm heading to Fort Pierce next week, and I'm negotiating with Punta Gorda and Palm Beach to go to two different dealership groups the following 2 weeks. As my musical friend Russell will appreciate, the band picked up about 5 new gigs, so we'll be rocking out, which is great. And it's a new year. I'm very optimistic about the year, about the economy, and just excited. So as far as I'm going, man, burn them damn boats. Forget about what's behind you. Look what's in front of you, and just have some fun. Because if you're not going to have fun, why show up?
100%. We should talk about Puerto Rico. I interviewed a lady who runs customer experience for Bella Group out of Puerto Rico. They have 28 locations. They sell cars, boats, motorcycles, power products, batteries, and they also have a couple hotels. Only challenge right now in Puerto Rico is a no-fly zone. So you won't be going there for a little bit.
Why is it a no-fly zone?
Because U.S. military repositioned a leader of a country that we won't get into. So they're there at force. There's jets around.
Well, Puerto Rico in the auto industry is great. Yeah. I mean, there's over 200 franchise stores on that little bitty island.
Yep.
And I've always been very intrigued about wanting to do business on the island because I like the vacation in Puerto Rico. I like Puerto Rico a lot. I can leave Connecticut out of the Bradley International and be in Puerto Rico in under 3.5 hours with a direct flight.
Well, if you're going to NADA, you going to NADA this year?
Nope.
You can watch the interview. I interviewed the woman in charge of customer experience. She's speaking on customer experience at NADA next month. Her last name is Rodriguez, by the way. She speaks Spanish and English very well, obviously way better than my Spanish. But it was very, very interesting interview. So if you're curious about that island, Bella's been around for 65 years. So they're not a new group, but they do have a lot of presence on the island.
That island is a wonderful little island, and they're very, very hospitable. They really are. Everybody, and I think in the 80s, we had a lot of migration from Puerto Rico, and they came to Hartford.
Okay.
And so there's a very large Puerto Rican population in Hartford, and they all still have tons of family in Puerto Rico, and they love going home. They eat too much, but they love going home.
So good evening, Alec. How's your week going so far? I hear you're a Puerto Rico fan.
I've never been. I'm open to it. Beach time is always good time.
Yeah.
Yeah.
They're trying to decide if we're going to get 2 inches or 12 inches of snow in the morning. So,
well, it could be worse.
Alex?
You could be in Juneau, Alaska. They had 8 feet during the holidays.
Yeah, it's we got 7 inches earlier in the week. I'd just be happy with another 7 to 9 inches up in the mountains to go skiing this weekend.
So they had a whole seaon of snow in 3 days in Juneau, Alaska. 8 feet. It's a little bit of a problem.
That's 8 years of snow from Philadelphia.
Yeah. So what's
Not
going?
resistant vertical.
Oh yeah, they had problems with not only roofs but boats. Boats were sinking because of the weight.
Wow.
It's too much snow.
Wow.
What were they sinking into? Ice?
I don't know. It's a lot of snow. That's a lot of snow, man. It's 8 feet in 3 days. It's a lot.
I mean, when you got to shovel your boat, that's a problem,
Yeah.
right?
They had to shovel the
Big
roof too
problem.
because roofs collapse. Too much.
I
too
know,
much weight.
yeah.
8 feet of snow. That's a lot.
Yeah, it's a
of
record.
snow.
It's a
That's
whole
a
season of
lot
snow
of
in 3
snow.
days.
I mean, did somebody fall into it and suffocate? You know?
Well, they had power problems too because they had problems with power lines. So
Wow.
they had power problems too.
Shoveling out their front door.
Yeah. You got like tunnels.
What was the biggest one? Connecticut had one in 1978, but I think it might have been 4 feet. It wasn't something like 8 feet.
I think it was
I think it
literally
was
7
8
foot
feet.
8 or 7'8"
It
or
was
something like that.
ridiculous
Yeah.
because I had to shovel it.
Yeah.
We were kids and all we did is made forts. We made
Yeah.
tunnels because it was so high. We were able to make tunnels through all that stuff.
I remember talking to my dad about he should get a snowboard. He goes, I got 3 boys. I got snow clearing team. I don't need no snow plow.
Yeah.
That's all you, man. Snow blower, no. That's all you.
So my
So I
father
got
used to
a-
say about my brothers is
Yeah.
no
Yeah,
removal.
I'm not
team.
doing that.
Ian, I did a job, gosh, must be 10 years ago now, in Syracuse.
Yeah.
And the guy liked me, so he was kind enough to recommend me to Buffalo.
Okay.
And I literally got there when there was 4 or 5 feet of snow on the ground.
Like,
I had no problem. They were nice. They picked me up at the airport. They took me to the dealership. It was 7 stores in a row across the street from the hotel. There was a hamburger place nearby, so I was in good stead, as you all know by now. But you just wonder why people would choose to live in a situation where you're battling the elements to say, hey, Doug Reeves showed up. Doug, Happy New Year, my buddy.
I don't know. Like I used to fly into Buffalo when my dad my parents lived when I went to the last year of high school in Canada. I used to fly into Buffalo all the time. I remember one time I was flying in a plane in the winter and it was a blizzard. And the lady next to me thought we were going to die. I'm like, this guy flies in this every day. Like it's a daily ride for him. Yeah. Like just buckle up. It's all good.
One of the strengths of being human, the capabilities we have to adapt.
Oh yeah.
And sometimes we forget how resourceful we can be. Before Ian jumped in with the reminiscence, I was saying hello to Doug Reeves.
Yeah,
Doug,
go ahead,
how
Doug.
have you been, sir? I haven't spoken to you in a while.
I'm doing well, man. How's everybody else doing?
Doing great. We're glad to be back on Lethal Sales. And those 2 Wednesdays fell on Christmas Eve and New Year's Eve, so obviously we had no show. But really nice to see everybody again.
Yeah.
What about Mr. Russell? What's going on, Mr. Russell?
Man, so today is a milestone. I was texting a couple of guys at a dealership called Hill Country Honda in San Antonio. And they were the first store on this date, January 7th, 2020, that went live with us. They were the first store to close, first store to go live. And they're still on today. And they are just tearing it up. Great operation, great GM, great fixed ops, director, marketing. I'm just really
6 years, right, Russell?
6 years today, yeah.
Congrats.
congratulations. That's a fan.
And thank you. Looking for 2026 is going to be our year. We've gone through a whole lot. Hey, Sandy, hello. Infrastructure and automation, tightening up stuff. We're a little people heavy, but one of the first things there's 2 of them. The first one is I've been invited to. We are now certified with Ford Direct, and we're going to be in their portal. I'm going to be at their booth, meeting some of their clients. They're going to be really a full court press pushing this thing called the Shop, which is sponsored by Ford Direct.
Yep.
And it's right across from the Ford booth. And this is the first year they had it, and we're honored to be a part of it. So it's that, and there's a couple more just like that. Very, very exciting stuff. Yeah.
Russell, you'll say hello to our very good friends from our podcast, Ken Luna, because Gather Technology has also announced that they put a deal together with Ford with the Direct platform that the dealers, and boy, are they giving the dealers an opportunity. They said, and I just got off the horn, if a dealer group has a Ford dealership and that Ford dealership wants to sign up, they're going to give every dealership in the group a kiosk. That's pretty expensive. And so Ken Luna and Jim, I can't think of his last name, but these guys will be there. They verify the identity and they verify the automobile insurance of the consumer.
Yeah.
And that's the tip of the spear. And that's
It
the
is.
way that you can stop fraudulent activity in the dealerships.
What did you say the owner's name was again?
Oh, wait. You got Ken Luna as the
Ken Luna.
director, and then you got Jim. Why am I? Jim's from Stamford, Connecticut, and I can't believe I'm.
Anyway, whoever the owner is, he set up a meeting with me, I don't know, 3 years ago, right before they started rolling out Gather. And
Jim Maxfield.
Yeah, that's it. And I've been I'm supposed to visit with him too, but one of his key players is Johnny Mitchell. You know Johnny Mitchell?
No, I don't. So
well, he's like the number one in command type of guy. Anyway, I hired and trained him at my first company, Car Research. We've stayed in touch ever since. Matter of fact, Car Research just got acquired. Autoloop bought Car Research, and then Affinitive bought Autoloop. And Affinitive just sold Autoloop to somebody else.
It sounds like a foreign language, and that's all we're hearing right now.
Yeah.
These AI companies getting bought out and merging, but it's amazing.
So,
you start getting all these software, and you need them all to work together.
Well, we really do. So mergers and acquisitions, mark my word, they've been for the most part flat since COVID. For the most part, there is so many vendors out there that got such phenomenal technology that when things are starting to turn around, you watch by the middle of 2026, there's going to be companies go public. There'll be IPOs. There's going to be mergers and acquisitions all over the place. Consolidation happening.
Yeah. You can see it because there's widgets that other companies want in their pool, and so they acquire.
That's right. So let me say this out loud with everybody watching, all the tens of thousands of people out there. If you're one of those angel investors and you are interested in acquiring a phenomenal company, look me up.
Yeah, I can be bought too, by the way.
Yeah.
Well, there's a couple of people you should talk to, Russell. So I interviewed Randy. He actually, him and his dad founded a lease company in the 80s, and they sold it in 2023. So I don't know if he's taking active roles or he's buying, but he's in a position to buy pretty much anything he wants. But there's some other companies that I've had the pleasure of interviewing over the years. But the one that I was at NADA last year at their booth was, I think it was Velo.
Yeah,
so
I've heard of them. Yeah.
The guy who runs Velo is an ex venture capitalist / equity guy. Then they bought Dealer Velocity and Rapid Recon a couple of years ago.
Yeah,
So-
I don't want to sell the company, but I do. I want right now. I want to build a company with a culture and people and technology and systems and processes that when somebody sees it, that they just have to buy it. And those are the ones that are going to pay us the money. And you're out there listening right now. You're one of those people. You are one of those people.
I'm talking to you.
Yeah, I'm talking to you, man. No, I'm pumped up. NADA.
You're talking to me?
I'm the only one here. You talking to me?
Are you talking to me? I'm just listening.
I'm talking to Eddie Campbell. If you're out there listening, Eddie, I love you, man. You're awesome.
Yeah, for anybody that doesn't know, Eddie was an unbelievably good fixed ops guy, and they made him the general manager of a store, and he just absolutely kicked butt, but they sold the store.
Yep.
And he's now doing marketing. But the guy is not only is he really smart, he's just as good a guy as you'll ever meet.
Yeah.
Hey, there's Sandy. Sandy and I are doing some mutual recruiting. And in a subsidiary story, Tim Walsh is double dating with Donald Trump. It's
That's
the
it.
same equivalent.
I heard that rumor.
That's funny.
Oh, wow.
Wendy, how are you?
Wendy, how are
and,
you doing?
Fred.
Really well. I tried to get him on the call today. He was over filling up my tires on both of my vehicles today. And then I just exchanged food. I gave him a whole bunch of TV dinners because I cook so much, you know. So it's perfect. I love to cook. He loves to eat. So he gets bigger and I get smaller. So, but anyway, doing very, very well. He's doing really well at the casino, loving it. Most of the time he just sits there falling asleep because there's not a lot of work for a carpenter, but he's loving it. So
Good.
you know what you said, I'm doing really well. I'm really excited about some things that we're in month 2 of some proof of concepts with. And
Yes.
I've had so many other, it's odd that I chose the word harvest for this year.
I love the word.
Yesterday it was collaborate, and I said I'm going to reap what I've sown in 2025, and that's meant a lot of vetting different AI dealers and looking at products and just a number of partnership conversations and such. And the floodgates are opening.
It's going to happen for you, Wendy. I know it. I feel it.
Yeah, it's like right there, because even Russell, the company we had that had us on a $20K budget for an e-commerce building, what they did is the same thing everybody does when they go franchise. They started building brick and mortar locations. They didn't have the retail training boots on the ground. So now at 27 brick and mortar, they're making less money than they did with 17 when they had us supporting them. So their CEO left, they had let the CMO go. The CMO told me a month ago, he says, I'm going back there Jan 1st. He says, get ready, we'll have you back by the end of January. They've absolutely imploded. So the problem is, I think those that knew and had structure and everything else, they're negating the need for coaching, and that's why they're imploding. But to cap what you talked about briefly, I missed a bit of it about acquisitions. Guys, I've had a lot of large dealership group conversations, and they're going to be buying up a lot more than dealers that are failing because they're not adopting AI, or they're not getting the training or the infrastructure set up, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And they're not going to have staying power in 2026. So now the larger groups, instead of outsourcing or white labeling or this or that or whatever, my prediction is that they're going to start buying up a lot of other things, like the way the telephony companies were buying up the call tracking companies. So they had the data to support the hardware, and then they have the AI development as well. Like, for example, your Call Review versus Dealer Phones by Clarity, for example, that have both acquired other companies. I think you're going to see the large dealer group companies maybe even entering my space and acquiring. And also marketing companies such as your own, Russell. You said you're looking to buy, so maybe you're climbing up the wrong tree right now. Hit up some of these dealership groups that are in acquisition mode, or that could potentially have that on their radar because they've done a lot of expansion and et cetera, and they're just firing on all cylinders. And plant the seed there, my friend. Because if they acquired your company and they could do all that for all their stores and have it in-house, it would cost them a lot less. They can even hire you for COO for a year or whatever to get the wheels running smoothly and get everything oiled. And I think that's going to be the move.
I love it.
100%. Jeff Shear is on the call. He just has no camera, just so you know.
Wendy, I've also been reached out to by several huge organizations that want to tap into the mentally unstable market, and they feel I have a great handle on it. So,
are they going to let you run it?
It's a talent.
Rhonda's going to have more on her plate.
They pay me to leave.
So let me tell you what I think is going to accelerate all this, and I spoke a little bit about it in Wendy's human side of AI.
Human side of AI,
Yeah. Well, yeah. Thank you. So I heard this the other day, and I really thought, AI. Every day it's AI. People AI. Okay. Now and it's been a novelty really for the past 2 years. I'm gonna add one more bit to what I didn't share this morning in the other room, the human side of AI, and that is that this is the year it goes from a novelty to an actual utility. In case in point, everybody in my company, we have 41 employees now. Everybody in my company has a business chat GPT. Okay, now. One of the curves in the last quarter of last year is anytime we're talking about something collectively, here's the first thing responses. Oh, let me put that in chat. Let me go to chat. Let me go to chat. Let me go to chat. Okay, that's not what we want. So we had to go through that curve to finally get to a point. It is a tool to help you. Let's don't eliminate creative thinking and thinking that chat is going to spit out exactly what you're looking for. Exactly. Yeah.
And that's the other thing, Russell, to the point of, forgive me, Ian, we're just interrupting you all around town right now.
Yeah, that's okay.
It's about time we got some airtime. Just kidding.
I'm in a different time zone, and it's been a long day, so go ahead.
So Russell, the point is, like we were talking about this morning and stuff, and now, of course, I lost my train of thought. But the point is, I think, too, I maintain that the human side of AI, we need consultants and trainers and whatever that are going to hold their hands and help them to onboard the AI, because what happens in the large organizations, in my experience, is that all of them, the bigger they get, the more things are siloed, and one person sells it, one person installs it, one's the PM, and it's also siloed that it's hard to get a quick response, and which is also to the point of dealers why they might start acquiring companies like that, right? I mean, look at what group owned the one where Jared used to work, Connect AI, maybe? What was it?
Connect.
And then it became something, IV or IA, something like that. Anyway, they were dealer group. What was it? Fountain or Foundation or something or other that had. Yeah, so I think there are going to be more of those. But here's the other point, Russell. They need the humans to be the glue. Yeah. So they need, even Sandy, like someone like you or me, obviously it's already my jam, but it needs to be, and it's not a thing that can't be. We have all the other pieces. We know how things work in order to have interior cultures and whatever running smoothly. But the point is, you need to now, like I've said, like we have said, you gotta manage the hybrid team that's the workflow, which is the agentic AI. Other AI that they've got in there, some of them have their own separate AI, whether it's drive-centric with his, or it's what I see in Vin Solutions, and they've got generative AI in there now, and the humans. And you have somebody, I mean, if you have somebody like an April Simmons, then you got no problem. But, you know, she's already out doing 17 stores, so you need to clone April Simmons or somebody like that. And they need to hold the hands of the people in the stores to make sure that there are no kinks in the armor, that they get through the growing pains stage, and that they have constant and continued accountability, so that the humans are auditing the AI, and you're holding your humans and your AI vendors accountable 24/7. That's what I think there's going to be a need for.
Well, the other thing that came up today, which was interesting, because I'm touring Vancouver with a gentleman from Numa, and it was interesting because I not only saw him interacting with dealers, mostly on the service side, but also doing demos with dealers on the road. There's a lot of nuances here that not only the dealer doesn't necessarily know the questions asked, to your point, Wendy, but also there's not a lot of people who can demo this stuff properly that know all the sides. And in my case, Larry, who's not Larry Feldman, but Larry Stanley, who's on the road with me, you know, he was not only a dealer and worked in dealerships, but he also knows how to talk to dealers because he's done all the roles. But to get a salesperson or even a trainer that's done all these things that can explain it to a dealer in a simple way so they can understand it is challenging. It was interesting. It's because this dealer who happened to be in, I think, Nova Scotia, they're doing this demo. There's a lot of nuances here that not only the dealer doesn't necessarily know the questions asked, to your point, Wendy, but also there's not a lot of people who can demo this stuff properly that know all the sides. And in my case, Larry, who's not Larry Feldman, but Larry Stanley, is on the road with me. You know, he was not only a dealer and worked in dealerships, but he also knows how to talk to dealers because he's done all the roles. But to get a salesperson or even a trainer that's done all these things that can explain it to a dealer in a simple way so they can understand it is challenging. It was interesting. It's because this dealer who happened to be in, I think, Nova Scotia was doing this demo. There's a lot of nuance.
Are you throwing your voice?
I'm not doing anything.
Jeff just captured all that. He must be demoing one of his.
There's not a lot of people who can demo this.
I thought you were, but you'd
No,
become
Jeff.
a
I think
ventriloquist,
Jeff was
and you
playing
were
it
throwing your
back.
voice to
He was
Jeff.
playing it back. Anyway, so what was interesting wasn't
ahead.
that. So the dealer, who's an older gentleman, had his son on the call in the demo. And it was interesting because he's like, well, I have my son on the demo because I don't understand this stuff, but I'm the buyer. But my son's a young guy, so he must understand it. And then we've got to talk to the dealer. And it was, I mean, to the general manager and the service director. But it was funny because it was like the guy who's buying it has his like young kid on there to try and understand it. And he's the one writing the check. So it was kind of interesting to look
But you
at
know
that.
what the thing
That's
is
why you
I
have
think
kids.
that can be taught. Like that skill can be taught because it's tech. So if you have the other knowledge that you already possess from your history in automotive, the tech is the easy piece. It can be trained. It can be taught. Look at the people who are selling it. They're not developers and scientists and engineers. They learned how to sell a product and they sell it.
But remember, they have 30 salespeople at Numa. And that's not to say it can't be taught, but it's not so much teaching someone how to sell it. That's only part of it. It's simplifying for the dealer so they get it.
I'm suggesting that's what the onboarding specialist or the trusted advisor that can accompany our dealers on these demos and such and help them to onboard and help them to discern what they need and what they don't need from a tech and a dealer experience standpoint. But I'll shut up because I interrupted somebody and it was Sandy.
Hey, Sand, when you're done, do your thing, and then let's hear from my buddy Ron Boss, who jumped on.
Go ahead.
Okay, the reason I'm jumping in is because over the last year, I've been working with ACS Automotive.
Okay.
And basically what Wendy was just describing is what we do, right? Like, I'm not the expert in that. My boss is, right? And ACS Automotive is an automotive vertical of a giant company, a tech company called ACS Cloud. They provide technology and infrastructure and connectivity to some Fortune 500 companies, right? Like, so when Nate, who some of you might know Nate, but Nate.
Oh, yeah.
We
Okay.
all know Nate Seschel. He's one of our co-founders in Human Side of AI.
Right. So all right. So that's right. So you all know what Nate does, right? And we do that for every piece of technology in the dealership from the beginning to the end. Like, part of what I've been doing is bringing in HRIS systems, right? Vetting, because the way he's grown the portfolio is that clients say, hey, I need this. And he goes and finds it, right? What I love about ACS is that we don't charge our clients anything, right? We are a true technology partner and really help with what Wendy was talking about. You know, so I couldn't help but jump in, Wendy, when you.
No, Nate and I have been talking about this for 3 years and there just wasn't a way yet to work together. So now I need to hit him up again.
I mean, yeah, well, he's having in-law Christmas at the moment. I shouldn't even tell. All right, bye.
But on the other side of it too, though, Sandy, thanks for that. I mean, I talked to 30 dealers today. I'm probably going to talk to another 30 tomorrow. And it was interesting, whether it's a small dealer or a large dealer group or a big location or a Highline or a mainline store. And I talked to service directors and sales directors and the whole range. And what was interesting was pretty much everybody's looking at AI, but a lot of them are not sure what to do. Even if they have an in-house AI decision maker, they're like, well, we know we have to do it this year, but we're not sure what to do. So it was kind of interesting that they were all kind of at that level. Like, most of the people we talked to were either going to do it or we're looking at it right now. So this year for AI is going to be huge, 100%.
Do you think Ian, do you think that they're like waiting to see how it shakes out? Like, because we know Numa's really good. Mia's fantastic.
Yep.
Maybe they're waiting to see how-
let me give you some learnings. Let me give you some learnings from 30 conversations. So I'll start with a group that's not a huge group, but they're significant where I'm at right now. So they have 18 locations called Jim Pattison Group. So I talked to the gentleman in charge of special projects, technology, AI, etc. And I said to him, I said, okay, well, you've obviously had demos of these products. You're obviously looking at AI. You're looking at it soon. Why haven't you made a decision? He says, well, we're going to make a decision soon. I said, well, you know, like what's soon? Is that 30 days? Is that 9 days? He goes, well, probably the next 30 to 40 days. And I said, well, but you've looked at all the technology. What's taking so long? And he says, well, we're not sure how we would implement that. So that's one group I talked to. I talked to a group with 80 stores today, a group with 30 stores today, and a couple other groups with anywhere between, say, 8 and 40 stores. And what I found,
that's a lot of donuts.
Oh yeah, there's a
lot of donuts,
and
right.
some of it's political, like some of it, like the decisions are made nationally,
Just
or they have
you,
the wrong
yeah.
person or whatever. But even when you're talking to the technical one, and this was a funny one, so it was 30 stores. They have stores in the U.S. and Canada. So they said, well, our propeller head nerd is the one who has to know about that first before anyone can make a decision for the 30 store group. And I said, what? He goes, well, yeah, the propeller head, who's like the geek of the group, he's got to screen everything. Even if we like it, like we have to have a conversation with him first. And like we were thinking about that Google hat with the propeller. Like that's literally what we were thinking of when we were in this meeting. We were like, so that's the guy, like, oh yeah, we don't know what we're talking about, even though we run the stores. We got to get his like check mark before we do anything. It's hilarious.
We just got Ron, Boss, and Mandy, and let's hear what's
go
going
ahead.
on with them. Ron, Mandy, how are things going? What are you looking forward to in 2026? Burning the boats. We're trying to put everything bad behind anybody in 2025. They're not unmuting. Oh, there it goes.
No,
Ron, how are you, my buddy?
I'm good. How are you?
Doing well. Doing well.
What was the question again? Because I'm just trying to forget 2025.
That's exactly it. That's why it's burn the boats. We're moving onward and upward.
I was literally napping when I got the notification. I'm like, okay, that's how much I taken last year. No, I think to sum it up, and Larry and I, we talk a lot. It's just a challenging year. It is what it is. Just listen a little bit of some of the, quote unquote cutting technology. It's great, but exhausting all at the same time. Kind of what Ian was saying a little bit earlier. It's just like I'm sure there's a huge opportunity for AI, but understanding it, it's just, to me, it's like it's another buzzword. How does it work in my industry? How's it going to? Bottom line is it going to sell me more cars, make me more money? I'm sure there's a lot of vendors on here and whatnot and so on and so forth. But at the end of the day, sometimes it's like, how do I move the needle? I don't need to be sophisticated. I don't need to be, have all these hits and likes and all this other stuff. I just need to sell more cars. So what does that look like? And I think that, every store, you have a franchise. You have a franchise across the country. We all have the same signage, but we're not like a Chick-fil-A where it's the same unit, like it's the same process, same thing.
Yeah.
I think each market just is unique in its own way, and you have to figure out how to adapt in that market and grow it, so to speak. And that's, our store, we're coming up on 34 years. So, if I were to sit here and tell you, I knew I wouldn't be sitting at the store. I'd be sitting on a boat in Florida. So I'm here every day, trying to figure it out, trying to hammer. This business, like any other business, has peaks and valleys. It has, good years and bad years. The past year, year and a half it's been a challenge. As a leader, I had to kind of check myself a little bit and see, what I need to do, what, things you got away from me, so to speak. So I can't speak too much into 2026 or in my world. I just have to kind of take it one day at a time. And I just, I have, a long-term dream, goal, plan, all that other things. But at the end of the day, I have to be able to execute day to day. And I'll tell you, you can have the best product, the best thing in the world, but if you don't have the right people, the right culture, and everybody rowing in the same direction, you're screwed. And quite frankly, that's one of the challenges that I'm fighting in my own my own business right now. And I have a lot of family in the business, and we're probably a little bit of a crossroads, but not. I don't mean that in a bad way. I'm very, very passionate about our business and where I'm at. My brother and I run the store. He is not as passionate. Super smart guy, probably one of the best TO guys you'll ever see. We're just kind of at a little bit of crossroads, different interests. So now I have to figure out how to, keep moving forward where, because I'd love to grow the business. And quite frankly, I have my daughter's involved. She just graduated college in the summer. I put her in the belly of the beast, so to speak. She's in service. So, and
hey, I got to jump in here because I'm so tight with Ron. His daughter is not the typical owner's daughter. She cares, she relates to people, and she rolls her sleeves up. Just had to throw that commercial in there, Ron.
No, thank you. I appreciate that. And it's I can sit here and say all the great things about my daughter, and she's my daughter, but she really does give it 100%. And I'd like to think that because she grew up around the table talks, overheard the meetings here and there, and quite frankly saw my highs and lows in the business. There's even question as to why would you want to do this? But the one thing I can say about my daughter is, at some point, say, hey, I need a job. I'm going to make a living. I see Dad, and I see, hey, he drives some cool cars. He provides a roof over our head. We go to some nice places for vacation, and we eat well. So she kind of recognized that. And quite frankly, I make no bones about it. If this is something she wants to do, I'm training my replacement. And so that is the fire and inspire for me at this point in my life. So regardless of all the shit that's going down and everything that's happening around us, the franchise has its problems. We have internal problems, so on and so forth. I could just have to kind of stay in my own little bubble, so to speak, and just focus and just put my nose down and grind. That's all that I got. So,
well, thanks.
Let me sum that up for everybody.
Mm-hmm.
Ron is miserable, and now he's bringing his daughter in to be miserable. Kind of like the Oedipus complex. Sideways. Mandy, I know you're going to be more cheerful than my best buddy, Ron. How are things with you?
Things are great. I know that there's been challenges in the industry. I know being on the vendor side, it has been a little bit different for us. I don't think it has been as much doom and gloom because we really do. We've helped dealerships regardless of the circumstance that they're in. But I did want to echo what Ron said. The one thing that I've really done, I took 2 weeks off. Okay. So that was a big deal. I don't think I've ever had 2 weeks vacation in my life, but I ended up spending a week of that doing a lot of deep dive using AI and figuring out my goals and what I'm trying to achieve and how I can really refine things and make 2026 an exceptional year for business. But the one thing that Ron said is exactly the same thing that I've come to the conclusion of, is that you can only live day by day. So everything that I do every day, every decision I make every day, everything that I do with the business is literally what I can do that day. So I think that should be the lesson that anyone takes away from this call, that they can implement themselves. So don't try to make big changes. You're going to work towards your goal, but it's showing up every day and just living day by day and making sure that one day is better than the next.
So, Mandy, this is when Russell's going to jump in and say, tomorrow is not promised. All we have is today. That's what we call the present. Yeah, that's it.
Well, I have a couple things to share from some dealers and some manufacturer discussions. So I have a dealer, a friend of mine, who happens to run a Chrysler Dodge Jeep Ram store, and he was on a call with Stellantis this week. And their big learning for 2026 was we were going to reposition the brand. And he said, what does that mean? Cheaper cars, better lease deals, different models. They go, we're not sure, but 2026 is going to be a great year, was what they said. So then I was at a dealer today who happens to be at a Mercedes store, but he used to run a Porsche store. And before that, he ran a Volkswagen store. So I was talking about the different brands he's worked for over his career. And he worked on the OEM side and the dealer side. And I said, what's easier, working with the Germans or working with other brands like Toyota? Because he also worked for Toyota. And he says, I like the Germans, but Toyota was a lot easier to work with because they're a little bit less militant than the Germans.
Well, if I may, when I get a chance to share a few,
go
few
ahead.
milestones.
Abdul from Kabul.
This past year, first of all, I want to congratulate Rhonda and Larry and Sarah on a great website. It's wonderfully done, and proud to be part of it.
Thank you very much.
I want to share. Thank you, Rhonda.
Wait a minute, Ron. Did you hear that? There was things on the computer other than pornography. I could see Ron taking notes on the program.
Thank God for that.
We had to show them, yeah.
Well, we started as Zamzella as a platform across all industries. Started with about 40 platforms beginning of the year, and now we've reached 200 platforms across all industries. And thankfully, out of that, 10 are dedicated to our automotive industry. That I was the main constructor of it and putting it together. And now, thankfully, this year we accomplished 3 things, and that we're reaching milestone. We ended up on our cars AIX used car inventory. We've registered 500 plus units throughout California. That's available, and looking for growth in the Eastern Zone with help of Larry and Rhonda, and of course Gary and Michael.
Wait a minute.
And then
Abdul, they may not be aware. Rhonda and her daughter, who is a full stack, Sarah,
she's amazing.
have completely revamped the Career Changers website, and a lot of people that are on this program, we have you featured as affiliates, because our sincere goal, not only to blow up the whole universe with my training recruiting, but promote all my friends, because I'm sure by now you know how much we appreciate it.
And that was greatly too. And it was a wonderful.
Let me just finish, Gary. Let me just finish, Gary, please, because the biggest thing is that all of you vendors, our goal is to sell cars, and because throughout my career it was all about the unit, because you move the unit, you keep the job, you make the gross, you make the paycheck. So I want to share three things with all of you that would be very helpful. First of all, like I said, we've just added 500. We reached 500 used cars in our Cars AIX platform that we do at the zero upfront cost, and we charge only $300 flat once it's sold through our website. Second of all, of course, we introduced for new cars an app that I shared with Larry and Rhonda a couple of days ago. And it's a platform for new cars that we do marketing for age units, especially because on new cars, for about 90 days, they have no flooring charges. And after that, the flooring charges start hitting. So like Larry had on the website, on the glut of EV cars in there, so as low as $9 per car, we could sell them within 30 days. So we have a $9 package, $49 package, $99 package, and of course $499 a month package that they can advertise up to 50 new age units on our platform. And third of all is we hit 20 million unique visitors across our platform, and out of that, 1 million could be dedicated to where we could harvest leads. And those leads are anywhere from subprime leads to, I've banded through subprime, regular, and top-notch lease and 72-month or 84-month or whichever way that the dealers are looking, and you are all looking in to allocate to your dealers and make it easy to move your products. Because when a car is sold, that's when Gary can sell his warranties and his products, and Larry can get extra trainings and all of that. So I wanted to share all of that with you, and we're really excited for 2026, because the greatest thing that we got as Zamzella going, our CEO, is very, very much into compliance and being a proactive owner is a big plus when he's looking after us, not only for our own protection, but our dealer partners and our collaborators.
Great. All right. Thank you.
And listen, I really want to hear, Alec, I really want to hear what's been going on with you. I definitely want to hear from Mike Larkin.
And Doug
Gary
Reeves.
Stillman, and apparently Jeff Shearer is popping in and out.
Yeah.
Always want to hear from my buddy Jeff, who's been busier than heck.
Oh, he's not here.
Jumped out. It's okay. Gary, Mike, for anybody that doesn't know, I have a show every Friday with Mr. Silman and Mr. Larkin, and we are magically blessed this week to have Mandy on, who is one of our favorites. Man, they would never believe how much fun we had when you and me got to hang together that one day. And then the week after that, we're going to have a gentleman named Chris Carter, who is just a fabulous guy. You're going to be seeing a lot of him. So, Gary, Mike, tell us what the hell's been going on, my buddies.
Just to finish up with that, is that on the following, in 3 weeks, we will have Ken Luna from Gather Technology, and he'll be excited because they'll have their deal pretty much done. And they're very excited about NADA and having a booth and all of their deals with Ford. They put a deal together with Ford. So that is awesome.
Hey, wait, before we jump to Mike, who
I got more to say.
Hold on. You triggered something, and then we'll get back to you, I promise. Who's going to be at NADA? I'll be hanging with my boy Ian and doing a live show. I know Russell Hill's going to be there. He's going to tear it apart. Wendy, I'm assuming you're
Alec
going.
has his hand raised.
Alec, awesome, man. Can't wait
First
to
time.
finally meet you in person. Ronnie, are you swinging by or no? Ron Boss?
No. Oh,
We will have new limited edition hats and shirts for the show. It'll be a blue style trucker hat, and we'll have a new double-sided shirts available at no cost. So anyone who's at the show while they last, I'm gonna have 50 of each.
Can you mail me?
Can you mail me one too?
Yeah. Give me
like
a
that
size. Give me a size after NADA. I'll be happy to mail out. That's not a problem. Well, we should have some.
Oh, we gotta wait and see if you don't
All
run
right,
it.
so
Well, I
Ronnie,
won't
no,
get them till then. They're being shipped to NADA.
Oh, okay.
Ronnie,
Yeah.
no. Alec, I'm assuming you said.
Well, let me
you
know.
will
I'll
be
hold
at
one
NADA?
aside for you.
Well, Larry,
Excellent.
just so you know, I pulled a page out of my dad's book, and just because they wanted 100% sign up to make sure they're. So, of course, I did sign up. Now, whether I show up or not, that's a different story. So,
For anybody that doesn't know, through an introduction from David Long, I started recruiting for Rana. We've become best friends. And I noticed I saw his phone. Remember, you stepped out of the office for a second, and he has my name for encouragement and moral support. And right underneath that, he had the suicide prevention hotline. Okay, if you were in Chrysler or in New Jersey, you'd understand exactly what I'm talking about.
So,
all right. So, Sandy, are you going to? I didn't forget about you, Mr. Silman. I never do. Sandy, you coming to NADA?
This is the first NADA I'm missing. So
okay.
in like 7 years or so, I'm sad about it.
Don't be sad. We're going to be. Ian and I are going to do a live broadcast. We're going to do lethal. You'll feel like you're there, lady. Only you don't have to worry about the smoke in the casino. Doug, are you coming in this year to set everybody straight?
Oh yeah, man! Come by the Amazon booth. I'll be there.
All right, and then come by the Numa booth. Let's make sure we do dinner, my buddy. I'd love to hang with you. All right, I didn't mean to interrupt, Mr. Silman. Gary, please carry on.
Yep.
thank you. And I do want to thank you and Rhonda. It was a pleasant surprise to see my logo on your wonderful website. So it's a congratulations on the website, and I'm honored to be on there. So thank you very much, Rhonda and Larry. It's awesome.
Our pleasure.
Yeah, we will have a new website for the Auto Hub show. If anyone's interested in being featured on the show in terms of their company, let me know. We're hoping to have that launch for NADA 2026. It's going to be a lot to do.
I'll raise
but
my
let me know.
hand right now.
Yeah,
I'll raise my hand for that.
Hey, do you guys know a gentleman by the name of Greg Noonan?
Yep.
Yeah, I'm going to be spending some time with him. Phenomenal guy. Ron, you got to know him too, right? Mopar, the Mopar parts and service guy.
you know, yes and no. I can't say that I met him, but the name sounds familiar.
So I want to get back to AI and process and everything that, you know, we started the show with. And being somebody who had to learn marketing and AI as a crash course, with the support of Mike Larkin, AI used properly makes us smarter. And so I've always been a process person with F&I. I didn't care how the sale got to us, just give us the package with everything that we need. But today, we need to be compliant. And so being compliant means that everything needs to be in secure databases. And that's the FTC telling us that we can't have breaches. And what the biggest challenge is right now is you have software providers selling their software, and then you have your vendors, and no one's communicating. And the things that I'm finding is when you find the holes and you learn with people how to fix them, well, that's what we do. And it's just a simple thing that I do. Dealers in the independent space, none of their software is connected. They have one portal and then they get their leads. So I bring in a menu. So they got one unit where everything can come. So with that, the AI tools that Wendy talks about, that Russell talks about, they need to be utilized to handle tasks. If we have 12 tasks in a sale, each task needs to be coached by an AI. And there are so many things that AI is doing. It's not just plug it in and fix it. I fight with AI every morning and every night. I don't like how the vision comes out. I don't like how the wording is. So you can't just think that you set it and forget it. But when it comes to the auto, we just want the people that are supposed to be handling their tasks do it with ease. And if they have AI to coach them and help them, that's the win. Because all we want that individual to do is be able to do their job proficiently. Salespeople, be nice, give the customers the information. Service people, fixing the cars. So AI needs to be embedded in the dealership, and that should be the coach for everyone's department. The experts make the training, and then the training gets delivered through training portals and confirming and teaching. So AI that I see is our best friend now in 2026, because it's taking all the mundane things that we didn't want to do or the paperwork flow. We can't have title errors anymore. We can't have DMV registrations anymore. And so when now it's all digital and it's done from the beginning to the end, you don't have these problems. So I look forward to AI and bringing in the tools that I have available with my skills now that I know is we can connect all the unconnected in a dealership, and they can do the whole transaction on their phone, wherever they want, wherever the customer wants, and it's all done in secure portals. And so that's where I'm building the connections, where I'm connecting the different departments, bringing in software that has AI coaching to make them do it better. So compliance created this. Now that everybody realizes we can't have leads all over the place and information, the leads have to come into a secure site, a CRM. And then from there, it's worked from a BDC or however the systems work. But the leads need to come in first and foremost from the marketing sources into secure portals. And every one of the dealers out there, the majority of them, have no understanding of what that means. They're there to sell cars. They never knew that they had to be an AI agentic expert. They just want to sell cars and fix them. And we just want to sell F&I products and get the customer in and out of the store. So when they come through a secure database, like this guy, Ryan Roman, the Roman Auto Group, all he's talking about is clean data. I want clean data because we never had, when we were in F&I, we used to skip the places where we didn't need to fill in the forms and we wanted to get to the end. Those were the more important things. How many miles and how many years that VSC? So when they get the service, They know what service contract it is. So today, we finally have an ecosystem that we can make sure that the dealers operate their operations in one secure database, just using partners that know how to hand it from one source to another.
Hey, Garrett, I don't mean to interrupt you, but Mr. Shearer has come out of the void.
And we only got 5 minutes, just so you know. We're running out of time.
We'll talk fast. Jeff, tell us what do you anticipate for 2026? And are you going to NADA, my buddy?
Yeah, actually, my partner Hugo that you met, and I think Wendy met him, and maybe some of you others, one of our vendors is actually sponsoring us to go help them in their booth. So we graciously said, abso-freaking-lutely.
Yeah.
And,
what are they? Can I ask what they're paying you? Because I got a great offer for me to stay away from NADA.
Man, they're taking care of everything, and we've got a lot of stuff lined up. We're actually releasing 3 new apps before NADA that are super exciting.
One of them, hey Jeff, was that one that you just captured? That you captured Ian's conversation?
No, but that's the 4th one I could work on.
I thought that was one of your new widgets that you just grabbed it.
I was trying to get on my phone because for some reason my computer wasn't cooperating. But anyway,
In full disclosure, besides being super friendly with Jeff and his incredible son, I'm also working with him because I can't wait to promote his stuff. He's for anybody that doesn't know, there's not an easier guy to get along with, and he doesn't suffer from not being extra smart. Okay, I don't want to exclude him.
Well, I want to introduce you guys just to say to my partner Hugo that Larry met. He used to be an automotive consultant for Deloitte, and we've done some amazing things in the 3 months that he's been on my team. So
can't wait to sit down and break bread with both of you. We only have a few minutes, and I never want to give short shrift to my friend Mr. Larkin. Mike, other than propping up me and Gary with AI, tell us what you have in mind. You have about a minute and a half. Talk really fast. Act like you're a Jewish car salesman from New Jersey. Think how quick I go.
Rev it up to 72, huh? So I'd like to welcome one person, and by a show of hands, welcome Little Red Rhonda Hood. She's from PA. So I didn't want to. I love the outfit.
Wait a minute. What's?
It's a bad hair day. That's all.
Gary Stillman doing AI or Mike Larkin telling jokes. I think we destabilized the entire end of the car business.
You know us in New England. We love the hoodies.
Yeah.
The thing.
Well, I'm from the hood, so there.
North Carolina State now, sadly.
Hey, how about New England Patriots, man?
Yeah, buddy. Yeah.
You're from California. You're supposed to be rooting for the Niners or the Rams.
No. Chargers and Rams.
Chargers first.
The Bears.
Absolutely.
Or Denver.
So my goals. $1 million by St. Patrick's Day. And if I fall short, okay, I fall short. That's what I'm going for. I got 3 phases that can bring companies through. And
they're very cool.
Yeah, let's rock.
Yeah, they're very cool.
Liam's a good guy.
Yeah. Larry likes him too. Larry keeps saying,
Larry, I interrupt Liam too all the time, and he's just a good guy. He just doesn't bother you.
Mike's come up with he's involved with the AI product, and it asks me some questions, and it turns it into articles. And you all know that I'm a little technology resistant, so if he can get me on board, he can make anything good on board. Hey guys, we're down to a minute. Listen, we can't thank you enough. We're going to really try to churn the pot real good in 2026. I can't wait to see everybody on this show that's coming in. As far as you, Abdul, I just got a text from Alec. He wants to get you drunk and hear you pronounce the name of your own company, Zamzilla. Just thinks it would really make an evening.
Zamzilla, trust me, I can do it for
Alec,
a full
3
bottle
more
of wine.
beers, and it's anybody's guess. Does anybody else have anything salient before we jump off?
I shared a booking link in the chat. If anyone's going to NADA and they want to do an interview, they can use that booking link. If you're not going to NADA and you'd like an Auto Hub Show hat or a t-shirt or both, just let me know what size. I'll set that aside. If I am sending it, just give me a mailing address. The hats are available in one color, which is blue. They're a trucker style hat, and the shirts are available in one color, which is black. You just got to give me your size.
That can do. Everybody, awesome. We're so glad to see you. We appreciate every damn one of you. And let's work together this year and just tear this industry apart. We appreciate you and thank you so much.
Thank you all.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you. Thank you, Rhonda. Greatly appreciate you.
Thank you.
Hey, Christian snuck in. Christian, we're sorry we missed you. Stay healthy. Jump in early next week. And there's my man, David. David and Christian, we're done. But please jump in early next week. We love your input more than you could imagine.
Recording stopped.